Okay, guys. So, if somebody could confirm that you can see it saying translations. I'm not sure I've
We
got
can.
You can. Excellent. Super. Right. Okay. So this is the third of the things we can do to shapes. So we started off with reflecting shapes. Then we've had a couple of lessons where we've been rotating shapes. The first one was where we were rotating around the origin, and the second one was where we were rotating around other points. Now, this third one is called translations. Okay. Now, it's a strange choice of word for it because obviously translation sort of sounds like it should be a language thing. But all you've got to think about it is just think of it as if you're just shifting a shape. So whenever you see the word translation, you've got to think that you're shifting a shape. And I'll talk you through that, how that works in a minute. It's going to lead on to Hegarty number 650. But before I get going, I just wanted to give you an update on the first to 50. I think our leader is presently on 14. That last time I checked, he or she was on 14. So they're doing well, but there's still a long way to go. Now, when we translate a shape, when we shift a shape, we're going to do this by way of what's called a vector. Okay, a vector. Now, a vector is one of these things, and these effectively work just like a coordinate. Okay, if we had the coordinate 3, 2, I'll just draw this one. If we had the coordinate 3, 2, we know that we would plot a point 3 to the right and 2 up. Well, that's all that vector is doing. The top number tells you the left or right, just like the 3 would with the coordinates, and the bottom number tells you the up or down, just like it would with a coordinate. So if you've got the vector 3, 2, you've got to go and shift the shape 3 to the right and 2 up. Okay, now take this second one here. Just imagine you had the coordinate minus 3, 2. If you were plotting that coordinate, you would go 3 to the left and then 2 up. Well, the vector works in exactly the same way. We're going to shift the shape 3 squares to the left and 2 squares up. So, this would be the worksheet that we would be completing if we were in class. Okay, so I'm just going to demonstrate one or two of these. So the first one is asking us to describe how we would go from shape G to shape H. Now what you do, you go and take a point of your choice. It doesn't matter which point you choose, but just make sure you take the same point on each of the shapes. So I'm going to take the top corner. So just go and mark it in the top corner. And then you've just got to describe how you get from G to H. So I'm going 4 squares to the right, and then I'm going 1 square down. You see, as I go from G to H, I'm going 4 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 square down. So how do I write that as a vector? It's 4 to the right and 1 down. Now, how do I go from E to B? E to B. So we're going that way, E to B. So take a point of your choice. I'm going, so it's got to be the same point. And you can see that that point is going 1, 2, 3 to the right. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares up. So the vector to get from E to B would be 3, 5. Now D to C, that's this one over here. Okay, so take a point of your choice and just describe how you go from the D point to the C point. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left and 2 up. Okay, so the learning point is, just so you don't get in a muddle, go and mark the same point on both diagrams. So top corner, for example, and then just the vector just works the same as the coordinate. So this is just the other way around. If we were going to have to translate shape A, translate shape A by the vector 10, 8, we've got to move shape A 10 to the right and 8 up. So go and take any point you like on shape A, to say the bottom corner, and that point has got to move 10 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 8 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that bottom left-hand corner has moved there. Now that's all I need to do. I then just go and draw the shape in over there with that bottom corner, bottom left-hand corner, still being the bottom left-hand corner. So what is it? It's 2 along, 3 up, and just do one of those shapes, and then you come down again, something like that. Okay, now I think my diagram's going to get a bit messy if I start doing the others, but you get the idea. For shape B, I would just take a point, doesn't matter which point, say bottom left, and I would move that 6 to the right and 5 down and draw it in. And for shape C, okay, so I'd take a point of your choice, move it 5 to the left and 6 up. So remember, the top one is left if it's a negative, right if it's a positive, and the bottom one is up if it's a positive, down if it's a negative. So that's it, first form. Okay, I would like you please to go and do Hegarty quiz number 650. I think it's everything I've covered. I mean, it may be just worth just quickly watching Mr. Hegarty's video, just in case there's some bits I've forgotten to mention. Maybe you have a go at the quiz to start with, and if you find something's cropping up that I haven't mentioned, then you go and watch the quiz. I don't really mind. Okay, so that's it, guys. I don't see you tomorrow, so that is our last lesson before half term. I've been hugely impressed with your enthusiasm. You know, how many of you turning up for the live lessons, how many of you are getting the quizzes done within the hour, or if not within the hour, within the next day or two. It really doesn't matter if you get a little bit behind. I tend to go and set the deadlines on Show My Homework, just bearing in mind when our next lesson is. But you know, if you do get a bit behind, you're not going to get in trouble if it takes you 2 or 3 days to get the work done. Okay, try and keep up, just so it doesn't sort of build up. But you know, I'm very impressed. You're all doing really well, and I think what's reassuring, I feel we're working at exactly the same pace as if we were in lessons in school. So from the maths point of view, as nice as it would be to be in a classroom and be seeing you all, I don't feel we're getting behind. So I don't feel we're being disadvantaged. Okay, it's not going to be long before we will have finished everything that we would have done in first form if we'd been at school. So you know, we're doing really well. Okay, guys, we'll have a lovely half term when it arrives. You know, I wish you all well, and best wishes to all your families.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.